Alright guys, just San here, back for another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And in today's video, we're going to be checking out the Tech Transforming Frieza. Because in yesterday's showcase, we did check out the Transforming Goku, so it only makes sense we do the Frieza now. And similar to the Goku, this guy is very good for beginner accounts, right? Or maybe if you're free to play or something like that, this guy's going to be very useful for you. He's on a lot of really good teams. I mean, you know, after the most recent Worldwide Download celebration, Wicked Bloodline, Terrifying Conquerors, all these categories have just become very good. And he's even on like movie bosses, which is really good right now, but I could also see it becoming a lot better if maybe we get another Broly, because we're definitely due for one of those. You know, when we get LR Cell Max or something like that, then I could see this category becoming like really, really good too. So just a lot of categories to where this guy's going to be very good, right? And as I said, if you are a beginner, a lot of these teams are going to be very good for you because there's a lot of top tier units on a lot of these teams. But yeah, before we get into the video, if you find yourself enjoying it at any point, feel free to like and subscribe. Also, keep in mind there are timestamps in the video, so if you want to skip around to any part, then absolutely feel free to do that. And yeah, let's get right into it. So on this opening rotation, okay, yeah, we're going to be looking really, really crazy. We are going to have every link active except for Fear and Faith. And this unit is a Big Bad Bosses unit, as you can see right there. So making sure he's link level 10 is going to be very important, because even stuff like Thirst for Conquest, Metamorphosis, all that is a lot of defense. So definitely a good link set. We're going to have 6 out of 7 links. We got 50% support from the Cooler, 40% from the Third Form Frieza. And right here we are at 265k defense. So, alright, that's not the greatest, but we are stacking. And we do continuously stack until we get to our Golden Transformation. But unlike the Goku, this Frieza does not have damage reduction, so his defense is, it's just going to be a little bit worse, right, because of that. But this guy is healing. He recovers 11% HP at the start of turn, which definitely is pretty useful. And right there, we are over a 6 million attack stat, and we are lowering defense right there, as you saw. So, not the worst. I mean, in terms of damage, it's really not going to be anything too crazy, alongside with his defense, right? His damage and defense are going to be pretty bad turn 1. But as I said, he is stacking. So once you're getting the supers off, of course, he's going to look a lot better. And because he is a transforming unit, you do really want to prioritize additionals with him, because every super you're getting in the beginning of the fights, of course, is stacking. So then that's just going to make his final like transformation look really, really impressive. But all right, I brought a lot of support units on the team. Wicked Bloodline just has a lot of really top tier, you know, just support units, right? And a lot of units that link well with this Frieza. Just because, as I said, after the Worldwide Download celebration, dude, like the Wicked Bloodline Terrifying Conquerors team, it got buffed. It definitely became a very good team. I guess most notably with the STR Cooler EZA, he was probably like the best thing to come out of that celebration, just because a lot of people have that STR Cooler, so universally just a very good option for most players, right? And also, I think he does share majority links with the Frieza. I mean, first form Frieza, 6 out of 7 links, but then as the Frieza transforms, like right here, you know, his links do obviously start to change. So I think they start to lose some links, but they're still going to have some of the main ones, right? Like Big Bad Bosses, Metamorphosis, Thirst for Conquest, and all that. So, all right, right here, though, 6 out of 7 links, so his link set hasn't changed yet. And with one stack, we are up to 286k defense. So it's still really not the greatest, because after Super, what we're going to be, not even 400k defense. I think we're going to be like 360k-ish defense, which still, it just really isn't all that great. But our attack stat is, all right, yeah, 6.3. So actually it dropped off a little because we did lose a lot of support. You have to keep that in mind. But yeah, not the best performance so far. I think the first couple transformations of this guy, he's not really going to be looking that impressive. I think as long as you get all your supers off and then you get to the golden transformation, then the Frieza can start to look really good. But again, I mean, I'm only really judging him off of if he's good or not by if he's like surviving some of these red zone enemies. I mean, you could still bring this guy, and obviously like any Dokkan event, probably a lot of God events as well, and a lot of other events that aren't really as difficult, but somewhat difficult, like maybe Collection of Epic Battles, you know, some Infinite Histories. And this guy is going to work very good in there. I mean, as I said, if you're newer to the game, even running this guy as a lead will be very useful to you, because he does provide just extreme class 3 key, and then 130% to all stats across the board. So that definitely is very useful. And the healing as well, like I mentioned, he recovers 11% at start of turn in his base transformation, and then it goes up by 1% for every transformation until you reach his golden form, which by then I think you're healing, let me double check. Yeah, okay, it's 15%. So Definitely pretty useful there. Okay, so what we'll do right here is, yeah, I guess we'll just leave him in slot 1 so we can make sure he supers. Alright, so we're at 383k defense. Actually, not really that bad, because after we super, we're going to be well over 400k defense. But do keep in mind, we've got 90% support on this rotation once again. So, a lot of support, right? But, I mean, still, these partners that we're running him with, like this STR cooler, I mean, you can run him in difficult events. This STR cooler is very, very crazy. So this rotation definitely could work in most events, right? But, okay, we got supered, unfortunately, so our defense is going to be lowered. But, I mean, it's alright. Well, obviously, it'll wear off after this next turn right here. We have not gotten a single additional with him yet, which is kind of unfortunate. I think we've just been killing him every time, so hopefully we can get one of those in this next turn before we lose our stacking. Because, as I said, getting additionals with this guy is going to be very important. It's why I suggest you going full additionals with him, just because that 20% attack and defense, it can really, like, make him look a lot more impressive in his golden form. Because if you're not getting his supers off with this guy in his, like, forms leading up to golden, then you're really going to notice when everything's said and done and you're fully transformed, his performance and his stats and everything are going to be a little on the lower end. So, okay, actually, you know what? We might die. But this is cooler, so he has the revive. How much health are... Okay, we're very low on health, because the King Cold took a lot of damage in slot 1. But it's okay, I mean, you know, cooler obviously has the revive, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, we still got like 200k HP, alright, yeah, so we're fine. So on this next rotation, though, we have... Okay, we've got basically 90% support again. So, I mean, as I said, just a lot of really crazy support units for the Frieza. And 338k defense, so a drop off because of course we had our defense lowered, but still not the worst because after super we are going to still be over, or a little over 400k defense. And how many links are we still sharing with the cooler? All right, so 5 out of 7 now. So yeah, a little bit less, but still a very good partner. I mean, he covers the essentials, right? We get big bad bosses, thirst for conquest. We don't get metamorphoses anymore because we lose that link, but still fierce battle, universe's most malevolent and strongest clan in space are pretty useful. Just not as important as like thirst for conquest or big bad bosses. But anyway, hopefully we get the double super right here, because this first super shouldn't kill. Well, we could crit maybe. I know this Vegeta isn't really the tankiest. This is only the Super Saiyan 2 phase. Well, 8 million. Actually, that's not a horrible attack stat. A little over 8 million right there for 3.6 million damage. Unfortunately, we did not get the additional super right there though. I mean, it is what it is. The Frieza and the Goku don't have any built-in additionals or crits. Well, okay, they both do have the guaranteed crit when they turn into their final transformation. So this Golden Frieza, if you aren't aware, has a guaranteed crit and 12 ki for 1 turn when he's in his golden state. And the Super Saiyan Blue Goku does have the same thing. So it just makes it to where the first turn you transform, they'll do a lot of damage because they have that basically guaranteed super and then the guaranteed crit as well. Which, of course, is very useful because, you know, more damage, right? And if you could kill the enemy sooner, then that will be good because if you have the Frieza or the Goku in a moderately difficult event and, you know, maybe they don't have type advantage, you can't really baby them, then they're going to take a lot of damage. So you're going to want to kill the enemy as soon as possible. But okay, on this next rotation, we'll turn golden. We'll see how good he's looking. And then we'll nuke with him after that. And then we'll probably call it in here. And we'll bring him versus... I guess we could just bring him versus Red Zone Broly, because this guy does have extra attack buffs when we're facing a super class enemy, but we're getting that right now. And there's not really any super class red zones or like really hard difficult events that are super class. I guess outside of like the Gamma Red Zone stages, or stage, it's only one stage. But we'll still just bring him versus Red Zone Broly because he'll perform well in there. Of course, he has type advantage during the final phase, so it'll all work out. But alright, as you can see, we are in our golden state right here. We have the 50% support from the cooler, as we've had it throughout the whole fight. And okay, so we still share 5 out of 7 links. So I think I said earlier in the video that they would gradually like start to lose links, but still 5 out of 7 is perfect, right? Again, we have the essentials like big bad bosses and all that. And start of turn, 445k defense. So, I mean, that's still dying from these hard-hitting enemies. But after we super, we're gonna be at like 550k defense, a little bit above that, I think. I mean, I'll take that for a 2.5-year-old easy A. And we are also healing. We have the guaranteed crit right here. And of course, from our hidden potential system, you know, we could always get additionals or crits or anything. Well, I guess we have the guaranteed crit right here. but we could always get additionals, make our defense go up even more. But unfortunately, we haven't gotten the best additional luck. Okay, so a little over 8 million. Pretty good with the guaranteed crit. How much damage is this going to do? Yeah, 5.4. All right, you know, not the worst. Really not the worst. His damage, again, the first turn you transform into Golden Frieza, it definitely can look pretty impressive. And there's a lot of other things this guy has. Like, he has a great chance to stun. This guy gets the 50% attack when facing a super class enemy. But those things aren't really that important because the 50% attack, I guess, can come in clutch sometimes, right? I mean, that, you know, just make his attack stat look better. But, like, the great chance to stun, you only get that in his golden state. And that is the most useless thing ever. You are not, and I like put an emphasis on it, you are not going to ever utilize that. The only place where you'd be able to utilize stunning, really, is Super Battle Road. And if you're able to get to the Golden Frieza transformation on this unit in Super Battle Road, like, you just have the weakest team ever, right? That does, like, no damage whatsoever. Because you're just never getting to the Golden transformation in Super Battle Road. Because it just takes way too long, right? But, I mean, I guess maybe if we're getting, like, longer content soon, and you could stun during the final phase or something like that, then that will be useful, because it is still a great chance to stun, which is, you know, it's not guaranteed, but it's very close to it. So, definitely still good, but I don't necessarily see the use with it. But then other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it. This guy has a very short passive. You'll see in the unit breakdown, it's like 2 lines, right? I mean, he stacks, so I guess his stats can still get kind of up there, but it's really nothing too impressive, I'll say that. So, all right, what we'll do right here is we will nuke. I'll go ahead and grab the 1 key sphere with the cooler, and then hopefully we can get pretty lucky with key spheres right here, right? Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's good. Can we get some of the rainbow key spheres? All right, so we still got some physical ones on the field, but good enough. We got 20 key spheres. We've got double support, and we've stacked up a lot, so we should be looking really good. As you can see, almost 500k defense start of turn. So, yeah, I mean, let's just see how good this guy's attack stat is. Keep in mind, this is a nuking rotation, so it's bound to be really good. But still, I am a little curious, because as I said, we stacked up a lot. We've got the extra 50% attack because we're facing a super class enemy. We've got a ton of support, and we're at 17.7. I mean, yeah, that's pretty good. That's a lot higher than the Goku's nuking rotation was. So, pretty solid damage right there. How much are we taking from this? I mean, this Vegeta doesn't necessarily hit that hard, but still, just out of curiosity. Okay, so we didn't even take double digits, and that was after Super. So, yeah, right there, we were still, what? Well, actually, we were approaching 600k defense right there, and we still didn't take double digits. So, wow, okay, I guess that just goes to show how hard this phase of Vegeta hits. But, all right, with all that shown, let's go ahead and cut to the Red Zone Broly stage and see how well he's performing in there. All right, so we are here fighting Red Zone Broly, and we got a pretty good setup right here. We are going to have him linked up next to the 4th form Cooler, so we're going to have a 5 out of 7 links. Of course, we have the support from him as well, and we are going to receive some attacks before and then 1 attack after we super, so we can kind of compare the damage he takes. So start of turn, we are at 421k defense. You know, still, we could be looking better if we were in our golden state, obviously, but we just haven't gotten to that turn yet. So, I mean, yeah, let's see how much damage he's taken. I'm assuming after we super, it's double digits. But even before we super, still double digits. Okay. So, pretty impressive right there. Did a 7 million attack stat. So, this damage should be alright. Nothing too crazy. Because, of course, we don't have the crits or anything yet. But I think Cooler's probably going to get supered right here. Which definitely is going to kill us, right? I mean, I think that's just going to one-shot us. So, okay, yeah. I mean, we'll just cut to a separate rotation to where hopefully we could take a super from Broly, see how much damage the Transforming Frieza takes. But still, overall, on that turn, pretty impressive. Double digits even before we supered. I mean, even with type advantage is impressive because Red Zone Broly, he hits very hard. Alright, so we are back fighting Red Zone Broly. We have him in his golden transformation. Once again, got him with Cooler. So a pretty solid rotation right here. Hopefully we get supered after we super attack, just so, you know, it can work out a little bit better, get the extra defense. And this is the first turn we transformed into golden, so we have the guaranteed crit. So our damage is going to be pretty solid right here, especially with that attack stat. Yeah, a little over 6 million damage. And we are taking a super attack as well. So I think our defense right here is like pushing 700k. So how much damage are we taking from this? Anything like under 200k is really good. But okay, so now yeah, not even 200k, 179k. Definitely pretty solid. Like I said, I mean, anything under 200k is good. and that definitely was under 200k. I mean, as long as you have a reasonable amount of health, that's really not gonna like affect you that much. And on the teams you're running this guy, which is mainly just Terrifying Conquerors and Wicked Bloodline, you know, you have these really good 200% teams with these, you know, LRs that obviously have very high HP stats. So your HP is going to be reasonably high. I mean, look, we're at 730 something K on this team. So that really wasn't that much damage in the grand scheme of things. But pretty good performance from the Frieza. Actually, he tanked that a lot better than I thought he would, I'll say that. But with all that shown, let's go ahead and cut to the unit breakdown. Alright, so here we have Glacial Prestige Frieza First Form. So starting off with his leader skill, it is Extreme Class, Ki +3, HP attack and defense plus 130%. Definitely a pretty good lead if you are newer to the game or free to play. But if you've been playing for more than like a year, there's probably just better like options in terms of leads on this guy's teams. And then this guy's super attack effect is that he raises attack and defense infinitely, causes immense damage to enemy, and then lowers defense. So the 20% attack and defense buff is very good right there. You know, if you start getting additionals, then considering this guy's age, his stats can look pretty impressive. And then his passive is that he gets attack and defense plus 110%. He gets 3 Ki, an additional 10% attack and 40% defense when attacking a superclass enemy. He recovers 11% HP at start of turn, and then transforms when conditions are met. Basically, the condition, just his next appearance, right? And then his links are Strongest Clan in Space, Universe's Most Malevolent, Metamorphosis, Thirst for Conquest, Big Bad Bosses, Fear and Faith, and Fierce Battle. And then this guy's categories are Resurrected Warriors, Movie Bosses, Full Power, Transformation Boost, Wicked Bloodline, Dragon Ball Seekers, Terrifying Conquerors, Target Goku, Revenge, Inhuman Deeds, Gifted Warriors, Planetary Destruction, Mastered Evolution, Sworn Enemies, Accelerated Battle, and Power of Wishes. So a lot of categories. You know, definitely a lot of these teams are going to become pretty good. And he has a lot of good partners on a lot of these teams. You know, a lot of the, like the Target Goku, you know, Revenge, Terrifying Conquerors, you know, Transformation Boost. You got a lot of good Wicked Bloodline units on those categories. So that definitely is a plus for this guy. And then throughout his transformations, he just gains 10% more attack and defense in his start of turn buff. He gains 10% attack here when you're facing a superclass enemy. And then he loses 10% defense there. And then he does recover 1% more HP with the heal. And it's like that for every transformation, just, you know, adding to it continuously until you get to his golden state. And then his super attack does change to where he raises attack and defense for 1 turn now. So that's a 30% attack and defense buff for 1 turn. Causes immense damage and has a great chance to stun. I already talked about this. Not really the most useful thing, but I guess, you know, it's still there. And then his passive is that he gets attack and defense plus 150%. He gets 3 Ki and additional attack plus 50% when attacking a superclass enemy. He recovers 15% HP start of turn. And then he gets the 12 Ki and guaranteed crit on his first appearance. And then when you're in this guy's golden transformation, he has Prodigies and Shocking Speed instead of, what is it, Metamorphosis and Fear and Faith. So a pretty good unit overall. I mean, he's aged a lot, obviously. But like I've been saying throughout the video, for newer players, this guy definitely is going to be very good. Dokkan definitely isn't scared to put him on banners as well. So I'm sure a lot of you probably do have this guy. And yeah, I mean, that has been the video. Let me know what you guys are thinking of this guy down in the comments, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.